Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J Dog.
Mike, it's good to see you. I don't know if the people know, but very soon we're going to be living in the same city.
We are. It's been a while. This is our first show since the new year, I guess, or no? We did
No, we
one in
did
January.
some playoff shows.
Some
No
playoff
Super Bowl though.
shows. We got a lot. We got a lot to talk about. Ever since we haven't done a show, the world went to war. So obviously we need to come back so we can end the war. But
Yeah,
lots going on.
this is our war special, so we're going to devote the next 30 minutes to the war, right?
Yeah. War coverage. You're actually in
Yeah,
Ukraine right now. Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's break it down from all sides. No, we're not going to talk about that. PSA though, free Brittany Griner. She's in Russia because of hash oil, and we need to get her out. So that's a PSA to start. Mike, I have a list of 10 things that have happened since we last did a show.
Okay.
Can we run through them and
Let's
react to them?
Let's do it. I know you got places to be.
I got places to be, things to sell, and places to move. Number 10, Big Ben Roethlisberger officially retired. He's been the whipping boy on this podcast for as long as we've had a show. He's been a quarterback, so he's really lasted as long as us, and now we're lasting longer than him. We're also in better shape than him, as we know. Are you sad to see him go?
Not sad. I mean, listen, there's a lot on this list that has made me sad, especially towards the top of our list here, but this does not make me sad at all. It was time. We thought he was retiring 2 years ago, so this is no surprise. So obviously Steelers fans are going to be at a loss this year. I don't know who they're going to get. Looks like a lot of quarterbacks are moving around and no one's going there. And my team just lost their quarterback too. So who knows? Just a quarterback carousel.
We'll get to that on the list. Not on the list. Carson Wentz just got traded to Washington, so it just keeps happening.
What do you think of that move? Does that even why not just ride with Heineke or something? Like, what's
Carson I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up one draft pick for Carson. They gave up 2 third-rounders, which are kind of valuable. I don't understand that. He wasn't good with the Colts at all. I just wanted to mention I watched the Big Ben's last playoff game with our mutual friend in LA, and that was that Chiefs game. The Chiefs were favored by like 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers came out and they had a lead for a minute early on, and Ben was playing okay in the first quarter, and there was a glimmer of hope. And our mutual friend was taken back to 2006, to the glory days. And then to see it ripped away from him, he doesn't listen to the show. I know his dad does. Big shout out to Big Lou. It was great to see. It was just great to see Ben go that way.
It's not like he lost the Steelers. He just lost a guy on the team. And I think the team will evolve, but they definitely need somebody to fill the spot. It's going to be a sad, dark few years over there in Pittsburgh.
We hope so. All right, number 9. Aaron Rodgers commits to the Packers for 4 years. This was surprising. I thought he was going to leave, but you kind of teased this in Nostradamus to start the year. I think you said he's going to stay with the Packers.
I think I predicted this. I mean, after looking at where he's going, like, you needed to stay in the NFC. He couldn't get traded to an AFC team. He couldn't go to Denver. Now, our boy Russell went to Denver, probably the worst decision of his life, but you got to stay in the NFC. Look how easy the NFC is. The NFC East, super easy. The NFC South, Brady's gone. I mean, you got to stay there. He can win it easy. Garoppolo's not a challenge, and it makes sense. I don't know if it's great for the Packers, $200 million, like 150 guarantee. He's an old man. Who knows? I mean, I could imagine if it's guaranteed, he could just kind of walk away at some point, but yeah, I mean, where else was he going to go? Like, was he really going to go to Denver? Like, was that actually on the table?
I think it really was, and Denver showed how aggressive they were in getting a quarterback, so I would guess they offered a really nice package to Green Bay. My thing is, how did they repair the relationship? It was so broken last offseason. They had a good regular season. They shit the bed in the playoffs. Like, are there no repercussions for what happened in the playoffs? We're just going to run that back? Like, something maybe should have changed, and I feel like it's not. They're going to franchise tag Devontae Adams, and it's the same coach, same quarterback, same offense. Going to run it back just a year older? I don't love it.
I mean, you kind of hear like, oh, well, the best move they made was drafting Jordan Love because it kind of put a fire under his ass, and now he's kind of focused and ready. And maybe he just came to a realization. It's like, this is it. Like, I got to get a money grab from a team that really wants me. And maybe there were teams that wanted him, but then he's got to learn a whole new system. Can he integrate? Are there going to be actually players that he likes? And he wanted these players to go with him places, right? He wanted Devontae or whoever else to come with him. So why not stay there? Even if you hate it, you can kind of control what you're doing. I mean, I'm getting weird vibes from him lately. Like, he's got that long hair. He's like doing like ayahuasca ceremonies. I don't know what he's going through right now. Maybe he's kind of like, shit, I'm old and I don't really know what I love anymore. So who knows? It's definitely weird vibes from him for sure.
I think Jordan Love lit a fire under the Packers to keep Aaron Rodgers as long as they could because he played a few games and he was so bad and terrible. Now they're going to have to trade him for next to nothing. I would like Carson Wentz over him, which is really saying something.
Really? You like Carson Wentz over
Jordan Love?
Oh, Jordan Love. Yes.
Not Aaron Rodgers. No. But Rodgers did play a terrible playoff game, and there are questions to answer about that. Number 8, speaking of quarterback moves, Troy Aikman's moving. This was big to Monday Night Football. We've talked about this topic so much on this show, and Troy Aikman is the new analyst of ESPN Monday Night Football. He's leaving Fox. Fox has a Super Bowl this year. Troy said, I don't need a Super Bowl. I'll go get paid to do Monday Night Football.
What? So was this official? Because I felt like I heard about it, but it wasn't big news. Like, don't you think ESPN would kind of be pushing it a little bigger? They're kicking out the 3, right? They're kicking out
Brian Griese's coaching football now. Louis Riddick's trying to be a GM. So like,
where's Brian Griese?
He went to the 49ers as quarterbacks coach. He's going to go ruin the next guy, Trey Lance.
Okay, so they have one piece of the booth, right? So who are they looking for next? Are they going to get Al? Are they going to
I don't think So Steve Levy's not sticking around. They're trying to make a play for Al Michaels. A lot of people say Al Michaels is going to Amazon. Maybe ESPN can bring him in. Fox might need him if Joe Buck goes to ESPN. So that's ESPN. What they really want is Joe Buck. Why does Joe Buck leave Fox? He gets to do the World Series on Fox. Yeah. He gets to do other stuff. It's a pretty good deal. ESPN's giving out big money to talent. Remember a few years ago, they wiped out all their talent. They didn't want to pay big contracts. And now they're bringing it back. So look out for it.
Do you think this is a move that, because if ESPN gets them, when's ESPN doing like ABC doing the Super Bowl? When is that happening?
It's like 5 or 6 years. It's down the road in the new contract.
So it's kind of tough, right? Because like Aikman, I get. Aikman was just doing football with, right? Just on Thursdays and Sunday game, right?
Just Sundays, not even Thursdays.
He was doing some of the Fox Thursday games where they like simulcast on Amazon, right? Whatever.
Maybe it was. Correct. Maybe it was.
So I just don't know who they're going to fill the slot. Because like you have one guy, right? You just have the guy that's like, okay, yeah, cool. Like the color guy, whatever. I don't think he's solid, but it's like a money grab. So who else? You got to get one of these big guys or it's not worth it. Or you didn't mesh it together. It should have been a two-on-one kind of deal. Like buy these two together so you could put them together. Does he get a shot at finding somebody?
I think Greg Olson is going to replace him on Fox. Are you saying Fox needs a number 1 analyst, or are you saying ESPN needs a number 1 play-by-play?
Didn't even think about Fox at all because those are Sunday games. Like I could care less about a Sunday game because we're with
Red Zone
people. Yeah. I don't care. So, but when you tune in, I don't know if Greg Olson is going to be the best. But I guess that means I don't know what's really happening. There's a lot of I got a lot of questions. What's happening?
This is a big topic.
What's happening to Thursday Night Football? Is that exclusively on Amazon? Is it still on Fox?
Exclusively on Amazon, and they hired an analyst. Did you hear about that one?
Who'd they hire?
So they tried to hire Sean McVay. He went back to coaching. They tried to hire John Lynch. He went back to being a GM. And they tried to hire Troy Aikman, and ESPN paid him more. So they are trying to pay big bucks, but they finally landed on their 4th candidate. It's going to be Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN, who does college football. You might not know him too well. I know you don't watch college football. He is their number 1. He's their Troy Aikman of college football.
So he's not staying with ESPN. He's not going to.
He is. He's allowed to stay and do college. He had an out in his contract to do NFL somewhere else. Nice little deal.
Oh wow. Okay, so that was what I was like. Damn, he's going to leave that like college show. I feel like that's the biggest show ESPN has on the weekends.
I know.
Okay, so he's going there. That's going to be a little weird because I don't know. I've never heard him call a game.
He did an NFL game at the end of last year. They did a Broncos-Chiefs game. Maybe you missed it. ESPN had a weird double header, but he hasn't done many NFL games. He's a great analyst, but he's never played in the NFL, so that's a little weird.
I don't mind guys that don't play in the NFL because, I know Al Michaels did not play in the NFL. I'm okay with it.
No, the play-by-play guy doesn't have to, but normally the analyst would have a little NFL experience, but Kirk Herbstreit is legit. He's very good. I think the interesting part is ESPN is letting him do it. ESPN is letting him be the face of Amazon for a different company. Why would you want your face to also be the face of someone else? Because they must be paying him $8 or $10 million just for college football alone.
But don't you think that's kind of good leverage for your company? Like, hey, look, this guy's all over, and guess what? We'll run ads on the fucking Thursday Night Football to like go see him on College Game Day. I guess it's a win-win because ESPN is really, they got to find somebody that fit with Troy.
It's true. So this is a big topic as we go along the offseason. We always need offseason topics. We're bringing the show back.
I won't
every
blow
week.
my load here.
We got more to come because Fox might need a whole booth, and there's a lot to unpack there too. All right, number 7. You said a lot of things are making you sad. This must be one of them. Baseball is still locked out, Mike.
I thought it was interesting yesterday. I texted you. I was watching the Apple event. And they're like, "Oh, we have Friday Night Baseball," but I know baseball's locked out. I know the owners. These are the things that I know. Owners love that it's locked out because they don't have to pay the salaries because they don't make a lot of money in spring training. That's what I know. I know also that they're trying to figure out a way to pay the players less, but keep more money. Right? That's obviously
that's what all rich people do. That's how rich people stay rich.
Yes. But I don't know how they're going to do this. Let's hypothetically, no baseball this year. As a baseball fan, Jim, I would say pretty big baseball fan. You literally are at my house with your phone watching Braves games. Okay. So I would say that's pretty big fan. I'm not like that eager.
I've been outed. Wow.
Yeah, sorry. You're watching Braves games randomly throughout the day. Are you going to be sad that there is no baseball as like your background music? Or are you going to be like, oh, this is a chance for them to change the game?
I'm sad today, and baseball is not supposed to start for several weeks. It's not supposed to start till April. So I'm already sad that I don't have my team. There's no spring training. I'm in Florida. I came to Florida to do a lot of things. One of them was to go to spring training games that are not happening in Florida like they're supposed to. So it is sad. I'll be very sad. It's going to happen at some point. It might not be till July as like worst case scenario, but apparently fans don't start filling stadiums until June and July when kids get out of school. So the owners have in their head, it's okay to miss April, May, and half empty stadiums, but we have to figure it out by June, July when we're going to pack the stadiums.
So what do you think is going to come out of this? Because I don't really understand. I mean, I basically understand, but I don't truly understand why they keep going into lockouts, right? This isn't the first time. This is like the second, third time in 5 years.
Third time in like 15 years. They seem to do 5-year CBA deals. There's been a huge lockout in 94 when they had a work stoppage. They didn't finish the season. It was ugly. They lost a lot of fans. And baseball, as we know, doesn't have a lot of fans to start with, especially young people. They had a COVID shortened year recently. They had a 60-game season in 2020 when shit was hitting the fan. So to lose another season, it's just brutal. And it's a sad thing. And I hope they figure it out. I'm not super optimistic, but they are negotiating right now as we speak in New York City with the deadline of today, March 9th, I think today is. And if they do the deal today, they'll play their whole season, 162 games. If they don't get a deal done today, breaking news, they're going to cancel more games, more series all the way out through April. So
that's what the owners want.
The owners might do a deal. They're trying to squeeze the players. The players are asking for more money to help the young guys. Rich people, it's rich people problems. We can't relate. Number 6 on our list. We got to rush through these, Mike. Okay. James Harden was traded for Ben Simmons. That would lead our show in another world, but we haven't done a show in a while, so it's just a footnote. What'd you think?
I thought it was a weird trade because we haven't seen him in like 2 years, and he's having like a mental breakdown, doesn't want to play, complaining, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I haven't been following basketball as much. I feel like I'm not into it. I don't know. I felt like bubble basketball is more into, and this is kind of like, okay, cool. Like you guys are just rotating a whole bunch of stars through the nets and maybe going to win, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think?
They're both broken. It's 2 broken superstars. So you're trading trash for trash. I'm going to my storage unit to sell some junk. It's all junk. Junk for junk is what we're doing here. And that's what these 2 guys are.
Sometimes your junk is somebody else's treasure.
And that's why the Brooklyn said, we'll take Ben Simmons, and Philly said that we'll take James Harden. And so they agree with you. More to unpack there as the NBA playoffs happen. We're going to have a lot of basketball talk if there's no baseball.
We got a lot, yeah.
Number 5, we can rush through this one. Phil Mickelson, Saudi Golf League. He's quote unquote suspended from the PGA Tour because he was going to join a Saudi Arabia league and bring 20 of the best golfers with him to leave America, play in Saudi Arabia, and take money from these oil tycoons. The problem is they're also committing murder over there. They murder people. If they don't agree with you, they murder you if you're gay. So there's a lot of problems with the Saudis and the Saudi Golf League. Phil Mickelson is now suspended for his comments. Did you see any of this story?
I did, but I don't understand why he's suspended from the PGA. Was it because is he not allowed to go play somewhere else? Like that's what confused me.
He was allowed, but the things he said about the tour were so bad, the tour suspended him, except that the golf doesn't announce suspension. So this is more of a theory instead of a fact. So but he's not playing this week, one of the biggest weeks of the year.
So you're saying he was because he didn't like they didn't like what he was saying about the PGA Tour, like that league, or is it Saudi?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't like what they were saying about the PGA Tour, bashing the tour to go join the Saudi League. Like, we're doing this because the tour takes advantage. The tour is not looking out for players. The tour, we need to change it. More on that to come as well. We're just doing a rapid fire. Number 4, the Rams beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. I won my bet against you, Mike.
You did.
What do you owe me?
I don't know. You're coming out here. Maybe we'll go out to dinner or something.
Nice.
Great. It was great. Good Super Bowl. They did it. They went all in. That was what they needed to do, right? This would have been a much bigger topic too if we talked about it after the Super Bowl.
I thought the Bengals on the last drive of the game should have scored to go into overtime. They had a great chance to win or kick a field goal for overtime, and Aaron Donald just went beast mode and ended it. And I was glad he was MVP. He might still retire, I think.
Are you excited that you are a Rams fan and you're coming here the year they won the championship?
I'm so excited. Great, it's going to be hard to get a ticket, but other than that, I'm pumped. I got to get some jerseys. Number 3, a lot to unpack here. We don't have time for Brian Flores lawsuit. I think Steve Ross, the Dolphins owner, is going to lose his team, honestly.
Can I say this? One good thing out of it. Love your new head coach over there in Miami from San Francisco. He's just a ball of fun. Love him.
He is cool. He's a cool cat. Weird dude. He sounds like he's stoned all the time. He's got some weird theories, talks kind of weird, but he's a good interview. Number 2, Russell traded the Broncos. You teased it. Mike, this is a sad day for you. You've thought about Russell leaving the Seahawks for a while, and now it's happening, and you don't like him going to Denver.
I don't like, I think if I was him, if I was Russell Wilson, going to the AFC in a division with Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, and who else is in the division? Not Derek Carr. Derek Carr does not count, but it just in the AFC in general. I would say this was a bad move for you if you think you're going to be better. He's been bad the last 2 years, which, okay. But it does feel like you lost like the face of your team. So I don't know who's left. I think somebody else just got traded or left as well. DK is basically the only one there. So he's the only one left.
Yeah, they cut Bobby Wagner, who won the Super Bowls with them on defense, their best defensive player.
So he's gone too. DK's left. They got Drew Lock. The trade seems weird. It doesn't. Nothing makes sense. And I think honestly, it was kind of like, if I was the franchise, maybe it makes sense. If you take all emotion out of it, it's like, all right, Russ is going to kind of be done in 2 years. We should just offload him now, get as much as we can for him. We can rebuild in 2 years. And we should be better. So I don't know who's going to ultimately win. I have like a 10% chance thinking like maybe Broncos will win the Super Bowl, but I highly doubt it, especially in that division.
It's a little bit like the Harden for Simmons trade. I think both sides lost. I think the Broncos gave up too much for an old man, Russell Wilson. He's not the same anymore. I think what they did is they upped the value of their franchise because it's for sale right now. And that was a big reason to get Russell Wilson. The Denver Broncos are for sale, so they're now worth more than they were without Russell Wilson. So look into that conspiracy theory because they gave up a lot. And he's kind of old, Mike. We're both old. You're 37, 38?
No, come on. I'm 35. Jesus Christ.
I'm 33. I'm young compared to that. But listen, my back hurts from working out in the storage unit. You're sore. You're recovering from things right now. Russell Wilson's our age. They gave up a lot of draft picks and Noah Fant, who I think is pretty good and not paid very much, for an older quarterback.
You got to think about the salary cap. Like Russell got a $200 million contract, right? Like he was making a lot of money. So I think just offloading him gives the Seahawks at least some options. Who knows? Maybe Deshaun goes there. Maybe they get a draft pick and, work him up to being a superstar.
They need a quarterback because it can't be Drew Lock. You cannot trade Russell Wilson for Drew Lock and then play Drew Lock. You cannot.
And Geno Smith is there too. So we don't need Geno Smith and Drew Lock competing.
So more quarterback musical chairs to happen. Number 1 is Tom Brady retires. We don't have time to talk about it because the show's going to end. But Mike, listen, we're back to doing shows every week. We're going to be in person some of the time. I know it's kind of funny. I'm moving to LA. You're actually leaving LA for a certain amount of time. I see what's happening there, but the people understand. They've been following our journey and they get it too.
Yeah. All right. Go to sportstakeover.com. We'll talk. We could dive in a little deeper on some of these. We got a whole summer.
Some deep dives.
Whole summer. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Go to sportstakeover.com. All right.